the doctors are telling her that her heavy periods are normal. She had advanced stage cervical cancer. Not only is this absolutely devastating, it's so negligent and it just infuriates me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm GlamPreezy. If you are new here, hey girl, hey. And to my returning subbies, you guys know I love you. Today we have a very serious topic. I've avoided making this video because I wanted to take some time to find some solutions and do the maximum amount of research for you guys. But over the weekend, I found a story that absolutely devastated me. And when I read it, I literally had to sit down. So sad. I don't know if you guys have been on social media and have seen the influencer Jessica Pettway. Condolences to her family and her children. She has passed away. She was so young, by the way. The reason why this story really devastated me is because, the girl had issues with heavy bleeding, okay? And so she goes to her doctor and the doctors are telling her that her heavy periods are normal. Her peers are telling her her heavy periods are normal. And she gets misdiagnosed with fibroids, okay? And meanwhile, she's passing huge clots, bleeding crazy, and come to find out, she had advanced stage cervical cancer. Not only is this absolutely devastating and just so super sad to hear. It's so negligent and it just infuriates me that Black women are still going through this type of lack of care and lack of true trust with medical professionals. If you have not seen her content, I'm sure if you are on social media of any kind, you've seen her at some point in time. Just a gorgeous, beautiful woman. And it is so sad to see that she had to go through this. And the way that she found out that she even had advanced stage cervical cancer is by going to another doctor who was able to immediately diagnose her, which is even worse. So yeah, we got a lot to get into. Get you some tea, child. Get your notepad, get your pen. We are going to go through this topic of heavy bleeding. I want to talk about what's too heavy and some other things that I think you really do need to know if you are experiencing super heavy periods, as well as some natural solutions that I have found that have worked amazingly for me. So come on in. We got a lot to talk about. First things first, before we get into this video and talk about the topic of heavy bleeding, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If any of this information is helpful to you all, please thumbs up the video, comment down below. And to my subbies, please turn on your post notifications so that you are not missing any videos. I see that a lot of my subscribers do not have their post notification turned on. I'm an avid watcher of YouTube, but I didn't even know anything about post notifications until like a year ago. So you can find it somewhere down on the bottom of the screen. It depends on whether you're watching it on your computer, your tablet, or your phone, but you can find it. It's a little bell icon. Turn that on and it will let you know as soon as I upload. What other announcements do I want to say? Oh, you guys, I have a website now, hotgirlhealthjourney.com. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported the website, who has gone over and subscribed. That has been amazing to see the outpouring of support. Thank you to everyone who has copped their 5-day meal plan. Yes, I do have meal plans available, and I still get people asking me what I eat every day. I told y'all, don't ask me in the comments what I'm eating. Go over hotgirlhealthjourney.com and check out the 5-day meal plan. I do have a discount code for you all, GlamPreezy. That's going to save you 15% on your meal plan. I've got some yummy options on there. Okay, real good. We have red meat on there, we have fish, we have some vegetarian options as well. I've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, all that, and recipes, as well as my recommended product list for you guys for particular things like the type of almond milk that I like to use, the type of eggs. If there's a particular call out, it's on that list. I also have a food guidelines for you guys for what to follow and how I have been eating that has helped me to shrink and manage my fibroids. God bless. With that being said, let's get into this topic. So first things first, you already know I'm not a medical professional. Got to put that out there. I would like to take a moment to encourage you all to take this topic extremely serious. It is not normal to experience heavy bleeding during your period, and most certainly outside of your period. I'm going to repeat that. It's not normal to have heavy bleeding during your period, okay? This is common, but not normal. It is a symptom, a byproduct of a larger issue. I have made a lifestyle out of root cause healing, and especially with this, even though I am going to give you guys at the end of this video some solutions, I want you to understand that yes, we do need to manage the bleeding, but we definitely want to continue to seek the actual root cause, because just managing a symptom is kind of putting a band-aid over a bigger cause. And as I said in the beginning of this video, God forbid that it be something detrimental, you're really just covering up something bigger, okay? But we're gonna get into all of that during this video. I just needed to make sure that you guys understand the tone that I'm coming with, okay? To just start this whole thing off, fire your doctor, you guys. You don't owe anybody anything. If you feel like your doctor is not taking your health seriously, if you feel like you're being gaslit, if you feel like your doctor is not coming up with a plan to help you with your issues that you come to them with, especially heavy bleeding. I've been to a number of gynecologists who have told me that heavy bleeding is normal, which is an absolute and utter mistruth. And for a doctor to tell you something like that, you already know the rest of that path, the rest of that journey with that doctor is not going to be serious. We are in a time where we are dealing with having to really be more active in our healing, which we should always be, but even more so now, being an advocate for ourselves, standing up for ourselves, and understanding when it's time to end that relationship. And I mean that. It is okay for you to get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion. It's okay. You should. You absolutely should. And in this space of female hormone health, fibroids, et cetera, PCOS, endometriosis, and things of that nature, as women, we already experience so much negative feedback in life and in the medical realm when we're trying to seek support and solutions. We already have such a pushback, but to be paying to go see somebody who is supposed to be helping to heal you and being given, you know, this energy of like what you're going through is not important to them is obnoxious. In the case of this young lady, oh my God, it just infuriates me to see something so tragic result in what could have been a beautiful rest of her life. This can be any one of us. Any one of us. I think that if you have fibroids, you especially know what heavy periods are like, and to know that it could end your life is very, very serious and devastating. You have to be very active in your healing, and you need to act when you feel like your doctor is not the right fit for you. Please, please, please. We always know deep down when we are not getting that connection with our doctor, and sometimes we go through the motion, we go through the process because we don't want to be difficult, or we don't want to rush the process. We maybe think this is a part of it and whatever. But if you see your doctor so many visits and you've gotten no solution except they told you they pushed birth control on you or surgery and that was it, like that's it, that's all y'all got for me, it may be time to get a different opinion. So I digress, but I really wanted to start this topic out on that tone because I think we feel guilty when it's time to cut that relationship with doctors and we hold on to them way past their expiration date. We are employing them to help us with our medical problems. Okay, so there is that. Okay, so let's get into the research, the goodies. So heavy bleeding, heavy periods, flooding, all of that is medically classified as menorrhagia. And that is defined as abnormally heavy or prolonged menstrual bleeding. If you are meeting one or more of these three criteria, you have menorrhagia. One would be bleeding that lasts more than 7 days. Number two, it results in the need to change your pad or your tampon or whatever period product every 2 hours or less. Okay, I want to go to another source. You guys know that I love Dr. Jolene Brighten. So I want to quote from her website, drbrighten.com. Well, she defines this topic of how heavy is too heavy for a period by 5 things. 1, as I said before, bleeding for more than 7 days. 2, changing menstrual products less than every 2 hours, which is again what I just said. Number 3, needing to double up on menstrual products. And I feel like at this point, we kind of all do that. Number 4, heavy bleeding with clots larger than a quarter. That is really important for you to know as well. I'm going to get more into that in 1 second. And number 5, waking to change menstrual products at night. According to the National Library of Medicine, a medically normal period is 60 milliliters of liquid or less during one period cycle. So that's about 2.7 ounces of blood, or about 1.5 shot glasses worth of blood is what you should be losing in one period. And I know that that sounds insane. Heavy bleeding, however, is classified as 80 milliliters or more during one period, and that is around 1/3 of a cup during one period. Okay, and as I said, that means that you are changing your pad, tampon, whatever, every 1 to 2 hours. I've been there. I've absolutely been there, and that's insane and crazy. I've been way beyond that, actually.
This is what an average period looks like. We've got about 30 or 40 mils of blood in here. Then next to it, we've got a heavy period, which is scientifically anything over 80 mils is considered heavy. So that's slightly more than double what the average period is. And then next to this, we have got 2 recent participants that have come in, and this is what one of our participants has lost in just one period. So that is more than you're allowed to donate in blood, and she'll be losing this every month. So you can understand the implications.
Okay, so let's go deeper. According to helloclue.com, which is a great resource for menstrual and period related information. So of course there are many causes of heavy bleeding. There are some common things that we're going to experience that might lead to heavy bleeding, such as estrogen dominance. If you have not already watched my video on estrogen dominance, it's going to be linked up here. Please go ahead and take a look at that. I think that if you are experiencing any of this, you need to understand estrogen dominance. But according to helloclue.com, causes of heavy menstrual bleeding could be polyps, cancers and precancers, uterine fibroids, of course. And I want to get a little bit deeper into that. So we're going to go to the National Library of Medicine, and I really liked how they describe how fibroids really contributes to heavy bleeding. So it says the muscles of the womb are prevented from contracting properly if larger benign growths such as fibroids or polyps get in the way. Polyps grow in the lining of the womb while fibroids develop in its layer of muscle, and contraceptive coils can also hinder the muscles of the womb as well. So that's really interesting to see how our fibroids can be getting in the way of the uterus properly contracting, and that is the reason why, or one of the reasons why, you might be experiencing super heavy bleeding during your period. Some other things are ovulatory disorders, endometrial disorders, adenomyosis. Unfortunately, there are a lot of causes that could lead to this. I also want to mention from Dr. Brighton's website as well. She mentions that hypothyroidism, certain birth controls, pelvic inflammatory disease, iron deficiency, actually, which is crazy. What a crazy cycle that is, can also contribute to heavy bleeding. Okay, so let's talk about some of the possible risks that are associated with heavy bleeding. One of the major risks is iron deficiency anemia. That is something that I battled with so much in my life over the past 15 years. I know a lot of my fibroid girlies really do identify with that balance of trying not to become severely anemic. If you're anything like me, you've gone through transfusions, you've had iron infusions. I used to have to go and get intravenous iron because I was so anemic from my periods. And it's such a vicious cycle, you guys. So it is very important to manage the amount of bleeding that we're experiencing once a month, because it can literally be killing us. Another one of the risks are blood clots. So as I kind of touched on before, more than a grape size or a quarter size or larger, that is an extremely alarming side effect, and you need to seek medical care immediately if you are clotting heavy. That is not normal. Small clots are okay, big clots, not okay. Okay, so a grape size or a quarter size or bigger, that is a doctor. We gotta go. We gotta go. So let's talk about treatment, or traditional treatment. Traditionally, doctors are going to go ahead and prescribe you birth control. That is their go-to. That is their answer for everything, it seems. They want to put you on birth control, which is synthetic hormones, which are supposed to balance our hormones, but in truth, it's really just shutting down our natural hormonal production system. It's very unhealthy, and it's literally just masking the root cause. In my case, I had fibroids, and instead of the doctor really giving me some type of solution to help heal me, they wanted to put me on birth control to help to manage the symptoms that were coming from the fibroids, which is so ass backwards. Instead of addressing, insulin resistance and or estrogen dominance or whatever else the major cause of both of those things are, because of course fibroids are also a symptom and not a true condition. It is a symptom of a larger condition. So I did want to touch on that, because a lot of the girlies come in the comments and tell me how their doctor just want to prescribe them birth control to essentially mask what they're going through. And I think that that's something that we need to be aware of and be very alert when we are going to doctors that are trying to mask your symptoms versus trying to heal you. It's one thing if they offer the birth control as a way for you not to bleed out every month, while also giving you a plan to help you to heal your body. That's a whole nother story. But mostly it's like, okay, here's this, go about your business. And that is not a solution. The other thing that doctors have recommended, especially in my situation, hysterectomy or surgery. They love surgery. They love to throw you right on the table. In my opinion, I think that's extremely unfortunate. I do have some women that don't mind, but the majority of women that I've spoken to, and myself, that's not a true treatment plan. That's just, let's get rid of your entire uterus so that way you won't have the issues. If you're there in life and you don't mind that, okay. But most of us, especially if you are of childbearing years and you don't have any children and you want to consider that, that's not an option. The other option that they may suggest is endometrial ablation. Again, to me, not a real treatment plan. Yes, it can help with heavy bleeding, and some people are past a point where they are not wanting to go on a different journey, and they're fed up with it and they just want to be done with it. I do have a girlfriend who got the ablation and she says great things about it. So that is also an option that they recommend. If you are new here, I always have to say this, because some of you, I have so many new subscribers, and some of you have not seen the majority of my videos, which I invite you to take a look at this playlist. And this playlist is my fibroid playlist. I talk all about my history, my journey, and really where I am right now. However, I've had fibroid surgery. I had a myomectomy already back in 2019. They told me my periods were gonna be great. They told me my periods were gonna return to normal and this, that, and the other, and I wasn't gonna have any problems. It was less than a year after that surgery, my periods were terrible. And outside of that, I got fibroids again after the surgery. So for me, that second time around with the fibroids, my period was ridiculous. I was not able to work. I did not leave the house the first 3 days. In fact, I didn't leave the house the week before and the first 3 days of my period. The week before was horrendous in terms of pain. Symptoms were insane. The PMS was bad. The cramps were insane. The breast tenderness. I also started having period flu. I was extremely exhausted. My fatigue was like, I couldn't even function sometimes. And now I'm realizing that had more to do with my blood sugar than it had to do with anything else. The night before, like on the onset, oh, forget about it. It is flowing. Girl, I had period panties with super pads, tampons. There's no point in a tampon. Tampon gonna get flooded out in an hour, less than an hour. It was a joke. And you just can't go anywhere like that. If it is affecting your quality of life, it's a serious problem. And at that point in my life, it was way beyond. It was affecting my income even. It's crazy to think back and know that I have gotten past that, God bless, because that's not it. Okay, so we are down to almost the end of the video, and it is time for me to tell you about things that work for me, sweetheart. And I know so many of you are experiencing this heavy period and these symptoms, and you really have tried so many things and you are just searching for hope. And I already know, to my subbies, this can seem very redundant, but the reason why I continue to promote this product is because It is one of the products that I can say truly got me to this point, without which I would not be here. And I really have to continue to let you guys know that my Happy Flow, I know some of my subbies already have it. This is my Happy Flow. This is a hormone support vitamin that is specifically made for women with heavy periods, fibroids, and other hormonally challenging conditions. I do have an entire video about this product already. So if you are interested in the deep details of this, please take a look at this video. I have already outlined all of the things about this product. I do want to let you know that it is safe for you if you're a vegan. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And one of the things that makes this different than any of the other period supplements that I have spent thousands of dollars trying already is that it does include DIM and indole 3-carbinol. Those two ingredients are absolutely amazing and revolutionary in what they do. It addresses so many things that if you are experiencing hormonal imbalance or fibroids, you absolutely need a supplement like this in your regimen. It is like non-negotiable that we have a hormone support supplement, especially if you have fibroids. It does cover a lot of the basics like vitamin C, D3, which is essential when you have fibroids, some of the B vitamins, iron, zinc, all of those things. But the jewel in this are those two ingredients. And it has really turned my cycles around. Child, I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but I do want to let you guys know, as always, down in the description bar, I do have a special link to this, and I have a coupon code GlamPreezy that is going to save you some money off when you are purchasing this. I need you to really go on their website and take a look at the reviews. If you don't want to take my word for it, go ahead and read the reviews and see how many thousands of women who have found relief through this product. It is a godsend, and I'm never, ever going to go without that supplement. I think that it was the beginning. It was like the inception of my hot girl health journey, if you will. So I'm always going to shout them out. I'm always going to suggest them, because if you are not on a hormone support vitamin at this point, what are we doing? So I do want to let you know about another product. My subbies know, if you guys have watched my vlog, the day in the life vlog, I talked about this supplement at the end of the video, and I do want to apologize that it took me some time to come on here and talk about this supplement. I just wanted to make sure that it was doing what I thought it was doing. It wasn't like a placebo effect. So I did use the entire bottle. I used the entire bottle first, because you know I don't play about y'all. Y'all know I don't play about y'all. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you try things and it be working and you be like, is this really working? Like, what, is it this? So that is the Wish Garden Flow Stopper. So this is a herbal supplement from Wish Garden. And as you can see, I use the entire thing, and I've ordered another one, but I haven't gotten any interest yet. Let's talk about this for a minute. This is serious. I will have this linked within this video. There should be a little link for you to check out this product and purchase it if you are wanting to purchase it. Yes, it does give me some commission. So if you want to support your girl, please purchase from the links embedded in this video. That supports the channel, that supports Hot Girl Health Journey, that supports my education to bring you guys more of this very informative content that I wish I had when I was starting this journey. So yes, go ahead and check it out. I was up late at night and I was just like, you know what? Even though my periods have been drastically changed by supplements, diet, and all the other things that I've talked about here on this channel, I still felt like, let me see if I can make a maximum effect to my period in terms of the heavy bleeding part. Cramps, nowhere to be found. Heaviness to the point of I can't leave the house, that's not a thing anymore. However, I still do feel like it was a bit heavier than I liked, so I was searching for something that could give me a little bit more normalcy. And let me tell you, this, I don't even know how it does what it does, but it has shepherd's purse herb in here. It also has bayberry root and witch hazel bark, as well as cinnamon bark. So let me tell you a little bit how I use this and a little bit of my experience with this product quickly. So when I first got this, before my period came, 2 or 3 days ahead of time, I started using this. You do have to, if you have heavy periods, you do have to use quite a bit of this. I want to say you have to do 8 pumps into a little bit of water or juice. Depending on your period, you can repeat this hourly until your symptoms subside. So for me, like the first 3 days leading up to my period, I would start taking this, but only like 3 times a day. So morning, noon, night, right? And then I started noticing my period was late. And I kept telling my partner, like, my period is late again. And me not thinking, like, I'm on these supplements and I'm trying to do research. You know, women about our periods, especially when you have fibroids, you start getting really like neurotic about everything. So I'm just like, my period is late. So this was delaying my period, you guys, up to like 2 days. Do what you want with that information, but that's what was happening to me. So fast forward, I stopped using it that far in advance. I started like 24 hours before, literally right before the period hit, okay? And usually my first day on, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's not so bad that I don't want to leave the house or can't leave the house, but it's one of those where you're like, ooh, you know, you go out, you're like, is there something on my butt? Is there something on my butt? Like, you know, one of those. After taking this 24 hours leading up to the period, I noticed that the onset of my period was light. I mean, light. Like, okay, can you just come already? Okay, so I would take it 24 hours before, and then on the onset, the first day of, I would take it about 4 times a day. I did not take it all day, okay? I guess it really does depend on your flow before my meals, right? So not only did my period not last as long, whereas my traditional cycle, well, I don't even know what a traditional cycle is for me. I've had 7-day cycles for, let's see, about the past 4 years. So after taking my Happy Flow, I feel like my periods are down to 5 days. However, after taking Flow Stopper in that way, my periods are down to like 4 days. And really, that 4th day is literally spotting. So I'm really not having that heaviness on any of the days, but I could say about the 2nd day in, I'm having a normal flow. And then it literally just tapers off into oblivion. I have never tried anything in my life. And mind you, I have all of those ancient herbal teas. I have teas from every brand. I have tried herbs and supplements and all kinds of stuff, you guys, birth control, all the things. And I have never in my life experienced such fast results with a product. This right here is it. With that being said, as I said in the beginning of this video, yes, while it is extremely important that we are not bleeding out once a month during our period and making ourselves super anemic and ill, it is also very, very important that we are really addressing the root problem. So yes, you may get this and you may be like, GlamPreezy, you was right, girl, you got me right. Not really, because we still need to get to the core. And in truth, if you are experiencing fibroids and not just heavy periods, but you have the fibroids as well, or if you are having heavy periods and you have not had a scan for fibroids, please do that, because fibroids may be the cause. But if you're already in the thick of it and you know you have fibroids and you are experiencing heavy periods still, you need to address the root cause of the fibroids as well and the heavy bleeding. In my experience, that was estrogen dominance, lack of blood sugar management or insulin resistance, improper elimination, stress, you know, all the things that I've preached about throughout all of my videos. Please go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. This is great. Use it. But do not just get on this and be like, okay, my periods are better, I'm good. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're going to the doctor still, okay? We still need a treatment plan. And in truth, I recommend you guys to find a naturopathic doctor or a functional medicine doctor would be amazing, or a functional nutritionist to help work with you. Any practitioner that is going to help you find a treatment plan for the bigger issues that you're going through. That would be great. So I just had to say that disclaimer. It is very important for me to stress that point. But between these two right here, I'm living a normal life. I'm living a normal life, girl. A normal life. I also would like to mention that I'm gonna link my favorite vegan liquid iron supplements down below. I have 2 of them, but one of them gonna be linked in this video. Please take that piece seriously as well. If you have been experiencing heavy periods and you're weak and tired during your period, you're probably anemic, okay? So you're gonna wanna up those iron levels. For me personally, I have tried every kind of iron supplement out there, and I've never ever tried a product like the one I'm gonna link that actually got my numbers moving. And mostly the iron supplements that I was prescribed or that I purchased in tablet form really just messed up my stomach. I have already done a gut health video for you guys, and I talked about my IBS. I already got stomach issues. I don't need issues. in that area. So, but anyway, you guys, that about sums up this video on heavy periods. On the way out, I do want to link this book, The Fifth Vital Sign. This is an amazing book by Lisa Hendrickson Jack. I live for her. This book really talks about periods in depth, and I feel ashamed when I read a lot of literature and realize that I know nothing about my body. This is one of those books where it's just like, it tells you about your period in such a way that we've been lied to our whole lives. So I'm gonna link this book as well. I'm gonna start putting in literature for you guys to read often. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again to watch another video with me. If you have not already subscribed though, what you waiting for? It's free. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Remember, subbies, make sure that you are turning on your post notifications. Thumbs this video up and make sure you get down in the comments below. I really want to hear you guys on this topic in particular. As always, I do want to mention that everything that I'm citing, all the articles, the medical information, will be linked down in the description bar below for you to read yourself. Thank you so much for sticking in there with me. I know this was a long one, but it was also long overdue. Thank you so much for the continued love and support. I just see subscriptions and the comments pouring in. It just makes my heart so warm that I'm creating such a wonderful and beautiful community for us fibroid girlies. If you do not have fibroids and you are experiencing any number of hormonal imbalance, this channel still may be a good fit for you. So please make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss any of my uploads. I love you guys. As always, get down there in the comments. Let me know what you think on this topic, and I will see you in another one.